Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is the general reading for the month of December 2018. For the reading, I use the Crystal Visions Tarot deck by Jennifer Galasso. If I need to clarify anything, I will be using the Zillich Tarot. And I also pull additional oracle cards from the Soulful Woman deck. That's by Shushan Movesian and Gemma Summers, and also Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, one of those, and this is by Denise, Linn. As I usually remind you, these are general readings, so please keep that in mind. The messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to get a private reading with me. If you're interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. I also encourage you to watch your, not just your sun sign video, but also your moon and rising. By doing that, you maybe for that particular month, the sun sign might not resonate quite as well, but by watching the others or watching all three of them together, you'll have a more complete overview of what the energies are that are surrounding you for that month. I'd like to also take this time to send just warm wishes for this month of December, which is, a special holiday month for many of us. So however or whatever you celebrate in the month of December, just know that I'm sending all of my best wishes and wishing you all a wonderful month and rest of this year. And also do be on the lookout. I will be posting very shortly the 2019 overview reading. Now, when I do a little differently, it's kind of takes a look at the energy surrounding us during each of the months. So it's it's a full year overview. So that will be coming out in the month of December. All right, I will stop for now, and I will see each of the signs in a second for your reading. Hi Aries, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your December reading. As you can see, I've already shuffled off camera, really just to save a little bit of time. I'm doing my best to keep these general readings to around sort of 20 minutes. So I'm trying to get through them all, give you the messages that you need to hear, but try to keep them as concise as possible. Now, we have at the center of your reading, lots of fire energy, right? You have the Ace of Wands, and it's crossed by Major Arcana number 4, the Emperor. So lots of fire energy. You might be dealing with an Aries individual. Usually with this, when we have the Emperor, it can be an individual. And you do have a couple of other court cards that I will get to in a second. But if this is not a person, this could just be, you taking on the energy of the Emperor as you kind of tackle what you are dealing with this month. As you go after this new Ace of Wands opportunity. So it could just be you taking on this energy. But starting off here with the Ace of Wands, aces in the tarot, they are new beginnings, right? So it's a brand new opportunity, a brand new beginning, a start to something. And with the Suit of Wands, we usually associate it with, the work that we do. It can be work endeavors, creative projects. It can be our own drive and determination, right, for the things that we do with the Suit of Wands. And aces in the tarot are always, they're very positive cards. So usually if there's an answer that you've been waiting for, the ace comes in to give you a yes to that, whatever that question was. Or, whatever you've been waiting to hear about, there's a yes coming in, and they're really blessings. It's kind of the universe extending this wonderful new opportunity to you. So this could be, again, news coming in, this news of a new job. It could be a new job opportunity. Maybe it's one that you have been waiting to hear about for quite a while, right? And it's also, it's our own drive and determination and ambition for the things that we do, right? The Suit of Wands. And so this could be, especially with the Emperor crossing it, this is you just kind of taking charge of the situation here with whatever this new creative venture or opportunity or, potential is here. And it's about moving forward with great confidence, right? And putting our fears aside, which the Emperor is great at that, right? He's great at kind of going after something. He has great vision. He's not at all afraid to embark upon a new quest. And he's also very, it's very structured energy. The Emperor, he rules over his empire. And obviously to rule over something the size of an empire requires a great deal of strength, requires a great deal of determination, right? So he's very structured. He's very protective as well. He's kind of, he's the ultimate patriarchal figure in the Tarot. If you think of the Empress is, the kind of the great mother energy. The Emperor is the overall masculine energy, right? And he's greater or higher than the kings in the Tarot, because this is major arcana energy. And so, it requires a lot for him to rule over his kingdom. And, and he's very protective of what is his, right? He's very protective of his home, of his family, but he's very sure of himself, right? And so when he comes out, this is just kind of you taking control of the situation here and going after whatever this new opportunity is. Sitting at the foundation, so the energy here of the deep past, we have the Queen of Cups. So, oops, dropped the card, sorry. So again, could be an individual. When we have court cards appear like this in a reading, it can be somebody who, we are dealing with. This sits in the, in the deep past, so somebody that you might have been dealing with. And this person, if it's a person, would typically be an older water sign individual, right? Even though she appears here as the Queen of Cups, it could be male or female. So Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And, after the High Priestess, I always view the Queen of Cups as really being this very intuitive individual, right? She's somebody who's very in touch with, or very in tune with her intuition. And she's very sensitive. She's very emotional, as this kind of caregiver. She's very good at caring for, taking care of those around her. And she's very warm and compassionate, right? She's a very loving and compassionate individual. Obviously, as the Queen of Cups, she has really mastered that particular suit. And the suit of Cups, it deals with our emotions, it deals with our feelings, our relationships, and then also how our feelings and emotions affect our behavior, how they affect our relationships. So, this could be a mother figure. This could be, maybe dealing with your own mother here, or just somebody who, kind of takes on this role or this energy of the Queen of Pentacles by caring for others, by listening, by being very compassionate. If this is not an individual, this could just be you taking on the energy of this Queen of Cups, dealing with, somebody or a situation, and, and just being or needing to be very honest and open and compassionate while dealing with something, right? Also using your intuition, tuning into your intuition in order to deal with a certain person or situation. Now, in the recent past, you have the Six of Swords. And the suit of swords in the Tarot is the suit of the mind, of the intellect, right? It's cerebral energy. So it's where we come up with our ideas. It's how we communicate those ideas with other people. And you can see here that on the card, the woman has turned her back, right? She's dropped the sword. She no longer wishes to fight. If you think of what comes immediately before this, it's the Five of Swords, which is a card of, of conflict. And she's dropped the swords, and it's like she's had enough, and she's walking away. And the Six of Swords is one of the two transitional cards in the Tarot. We have the Eight of Cups, Six of Swords. Both of them indicate, leaving, walking away from something. In the case of the Six of Swords, since it is air energy, it can be, not physically moving. It can just be mentally moving on from something, right? So just, if this is a relationship, just mentally saying, you know what, I've had enough. I've put in all of the effort. We've had all the arguments. We don't see eye to eye, and I'm just, I'm moving on. It can be within a relationship where, you're moving out of troubled waters into calmer waters. So leaving behind, a difficult patch in the relationship and heading into better times, easier times. This deck, it doesn't show the Six of Swords how this card is usually depicted. In traditional tarot decks, it has a woman with her child. She's being sort of rowed away, right? The boat is sailing out of choppy waters into calmer waters. So there can be not just a mentally moving away or moving on. There can also be, a physical, actual, transitioning, moving away from something in your past. This could be a past, job, a past relationship. And it's all about, it's always difficult to make that initial move away, but, it also implies that you're moving from something that's more difficult into something that's better, right? So it's moving towards something that's going to bring you, kind of what you're looking for and get you out of whatever this, this past conflict or difficulties, whatever those were. Now, crowning you, you have Major Arcana number 14, Temperance, okay? And you actually have a couple of, cards with similar messages, obviously different cards, some Major Arcana, some Minor Arcana, but that speak of, either balance or choice. And this Temperance card is one of them. And actually, you have, let me see here, out of your spread, you have 1, 2, 3, you have 3 Major Arcanas, okay? Then all of the other suits are represented. It's more heavily weighted towards fire energy because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Wands cards, so 4 fire energy cards in the spread, 3 Major Arcanas, 2 Pentacles, 1 Cups, 1 Swords. Okay, so more heavily weighted towards fire, so work, creative projects, determination, ambition, right? And the Major Arcana, which really kind of say there's a lot going on this month that is out of your hands, right? So a lot of divine orchestration at play here. So going back here to the Temperance card, it's a card that does speak of balance. You can see that the woman here, she has 1 chalice with water, 1 chalice with fire, and she is able to find that perfect balance, right? By pouring the cups together here, bringing them together with this perfect balance, she's able to create something very beautiful. She's creating a rainbow. Obviously, if she were to to do it in an imbalanced way, then she would douse the fire, right? It wouldn't work. There would be no beautiful creation, no rainbow coming from it. So there's a need for practicing moderation, sometimes combining forces, and it's about all things in moderation, right? Balance and moderation. And this can come, sometimes the Temperance cards can come out in a reading when, areas of your life have been out of balance or are currently out of balance. And we have, like I was saying, other cards that kind of speak of that. And I'll show you this. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but the overall energy for the entire month that you have is the 2 of Pentacles. And you can see that the woman on the card, she is, balancing, she's juggling, actually, the 2 Pentacles here. So Pentacles, earth energy, deals with our finances, material possessions, resources. It can be our jobs, our home, our family, education, knowledge. And, you see the woman, she's juggling. She's keeping the 2 things up in the air here, the 2 coins. And so sometimes with the 2 of Pentacles, it's when, you are juggling to make ends meet. Things might have been, you might have been facing kind of financial or a financial situation where, you're actually juggling. This could be juggling different jobs. Maybe you're working more than one job, or juggling areas of your life. So your home with your work life can be physical or actually juggling your finances, right? Putting off paying one thing to pay something that's more important. So there's a need to find this, equilibrium, the balance, but also with the 2 of Pentacles, there's a need to be open to go with the flow, right? To be able to adapt. So that might be important as you move through the month, being able to kind of, whatever gets thrown at you, not let it kind of knock you over, right? Just kind of, okay, this is, one more thing that I have to deal with, and you do so. And so you're very good at adapting and going with the flow. That might be important as you deal with this new opportunity, possibly, right? That you have sitting at the center. And then, the crowning energy here, this Temperance card, more of a reference to moderation and everything in moderation, temperance, balance, right? So again, coming out here. Now, in the near future, you have Major Arcana, number 20, Judgment. And the Judgment card, it can speak of a significant decision, right? And we have another card, really, that ends out the reading that is a card also of decision, right? And it's a card of letting go of the past, which it's, and it sits directly across from the Six of Swords. So it has to do with, you're being called. Look, you see the woman's, she's playing the music instrument. So it's like you're being called to something brand new, right? So this, usually with the Judgment card, there's, it's about leaving the past behind. There's a new, could be a brand new beginning for you here, right? But in order to have this new beginning, this sort of rebirth, right? This fresh start, you might have to make there might be quite a significant or difficult decision that has to be made. And it's only through, death, really, through leaving behind something, putting an end to, could be a job, it could be a relationship, whatever it is. You need to sort of put that final, period at the end of the sentence and then turn the page, right? In order to have this fresh start. So there's this higher calling. You're being called to this new beginning here. And you appear as the Four of Wands, which is, it's a card of celebration. Sometimes the four, and it's quite interesting. Let me go ahead and show you going up this row here, because you have the Four of Wands is you. Surrounding you in your environment, you have the Three of Wands. Your hopes and fears, you have the King of Pentacles. The outbound energy is the Two of Wands. And then again, at the center of your reading is the Ace of Wands. So it's like there's, it's like they're going backwards. There's this reduction here. So 4, 3, 2, center, Ace. You have, all four of those, which is, it's very interesting to have them in the reading and kind of, in these positions. But with you kind of working through this, you as the Four of Wands, this is a card usually of celebration, of home, a focus on home, the family. It can have to do with moving home. This can be moving in with somebody. This could be moving, physically moving home. And we did have the movement here, so that could be a home move, possibly involving this new opportunity. This could be you deciding to take your relationship, if we're thinking of a relationship, to the next level. So you are, if you have been dating for a while, this is you now, just dating solely that person. If you have been in a serious relationship, this is you now getting engaged or possibly moving in together, right? If you are already engaged, there could be marriage coming in, because it is a card of, celebrating an accomplishment or sort of this next phase, whatever this next step is in the relationship, and then a focus on the family, on home. So this could be you just more focused than normal on the home, the family, and it is the holiday season, so that could make sense for many of you watching. And then surrounding you is this kind of, well, what now, and what comes next with this Three of Wands, right? Because the Three of Wands it's a card of expansive energy, of great opportunities, right? Threes in the tarot are very expansive, very fertile energy. And usually, again, in this deck, it shows it a little bit differently with the woman. She's holding, the crystal ball, and like kind of there's this light emanating, and it's her sort of figuring out, or trying to see, when am I going to, what's coming in for me, right? She's looking into the crystal ball, trying to figure out what is coming in. And usually this card, it depicts a man standing on a cliff top, looking out to sea, waiting for his ships to come in. So after putting in all the the hard work, the effort. He's made a decision. He's focused on a particular, relationship or job offer or, whatever the decision was. And then now he's waiting to see, okay, and now what? When am I going to start seeing positive return on investment? When am I going to start seeing things actually, progressing, moving forward for me? With this card, looking out to sea, looking overseas, there could be an opportunity. We do have the Ace of Wands, and we do have the moving home. There could be something, and we do have here the walking away. There could be travel by boat, travel across water. This new opportunity could be close to water or overseas. There could be an overseas component to this. And you're hoping, I think, again, could be an individual with this King of Pentacles. If so, it would be typically an older earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, even though he appears as the king. But I feel this is more, you're hoping to take on the energy of this King of Pentacles because he is a very self-sufficient, self-reliant, right? He's very good at making money. He's good at holding on to his money. Sometimes he can be like a financial advisor. So he's very good at being very resourceful and holding on and building on what he already has, in order to kind of create that financial abundance and stability that, that he really wishes for his life. And he's very good at doing that. And then when you leave the month with this, this crossroads card, which is it's very interesting because it's kind of going backwards here with this brand new opportunity at the center. And so this is a decision. Again, this weighing up of two different paths, kind of, being at a crossroads, staring down each path and trying to decide which path is the right one for you at this time. It's not that there's necessarily a right or wrong one. It's just all about, what is right for you. Is this, taking this new opportunity? If it involves a move or travel, is this the right one for you? So it's but it's a very powerful energy because the Two of Wands, it's you in control, which again, we have the Emperor, right? This you crossing this Ace of Wands. So you being very much in control of your own destiny here, right? And it's you making the decision. So whichever path you do decide, right? Or, if you decide to go after this new opportunity, it's all up to you. And I think that this is it's kind of like so what you've been waiting for. I feel that you've been maybe held back in the past for whatever reason. There might have been somebody else kind of controlling or making, calling the shots. But now it's like it's you, it's like it's your time here. And it's interesting because the two cards that came out, I'll show you this one first, as your oracle cards, you have answering the call. The time is now. And we were talking about the Judgment card with the call, being called to, right, this new life. And then you have the time is now. So, yes, it is. Ow, just nearly burned myself on the incense. Sorry. It is the time to go after, to step through this door into this brand new opportunity, right? And let me go ahead and read the full description for the Answer the Call card because it ties in perfectly with, kind of the main messages coming through here for you. Where are we? Answering the Call. Here we go. It says, you have been called. The sacred journey always starts with a call. You might feel ready or you might be uncertain and unwilling. But when you receive the call, you must respond. If you've been waiting for your life to turn out, the waiting is over. Your true and authentic life is happening. If you've been hoping for a sign, this is it. Right now, you've been called and a gateway is opening for communications from the spirit realms. The energy of courage surrounds you. You may not know what the future brings, but you do know that it is now time to act and go forward. The sacred traveler wants you to know, Spirit is trying to get your attention. Right now, your spirit helpers are telling you that this is your time. Listen with your heart. Your time is now. Do it now. Throw your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and plunge forward. The waiting is over. No matter what concerns or hesitations you may have, in the deepest sense, you are ready. Believe, trust, follow the signs. There will be many, and miracles will abound. So definitely, and it's like full steam ahead. That's kind of what I'm getting here for you. Now, your other oracle card is Soul's Journey. This is card number 21, and it says, living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing. So again, this kind of another reference to, journey, to sort of traveling, going off, leaving, and then things being very much in the or divine orchestration, really playing a significant role this month. So let me read you the full meaning for that card as well. Hold on. And it says, as a soul, I'm connected to an abundant and infinite universe, one that is constantly giving birth to itself. Likewise, my body's cycles are connected to the cycles of the earth, the moon, and the cosmos. It's a perpetual dance of birth, death, and renewal. That's exactly what we had, right? Interesting. Both of these cards really make reference to this Judgment card, which is coming up in your near future. So definitely, pay attention to what is coming up, what you're experiencing, kind of more towards the middle to end of the month. Okay, do pay attention to that. It says, on my soul's journey, I'm drawn to make meaning of my experiences as they unfold. Experiences that are joyful, as well as those that are more difficult, call to me. They ask me to become more fully awake, to fulfill my purpose, to live from my essence from soul. Living from soul opens me to the magic and abundance of the universe to which I'm intimately connected. The depth and luminescence of my soul is tempered by virtues of humility, patience, compassion, and endurance. As I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing, I find that even the impossible begins to feel possible. So very, very powerful. I think that, it looks like it's shaping up to be a very exciting month of December for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of December. Bye for now.